Hello, everyone. Good morning, afternoon, evening. Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to Technical Session 7A. Myself, Ashutosh Goyal, and this session will be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation and GIA Scholastic LLP, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the fourth World Conference on Information System for Business Management, ISBM 2025, Bangkok, Thailand. The fourth edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was held on 24 September 2025 in Bangkok, Thailand, and the virtual event was held through Zoom yesterday and will be taking place today, that is 25th and 26th September 2025. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive sessions throughout the day. In this session, we have 10 presentations, and each presenter will be given 10 minutes for the presentations and 2 minutes for question and answers. On 9 minutes, I will raise a gentle reminder. There is another request to all the participants that you all stay connected with us till the closing remarks. If you have any query or update, then you can write it to me in the chat box. Just before we start the session, I would like to introduce you all to the chair for the session, Dr. Jitendra Bhatia. Professor Jitendra Bhatia. Professor Jitendra Bhatia is an associate professor at Nirma University, Ahmedabad, India, with over 17 years of teaching experience at undergraduate and postgraduate levels. He has published and presented extensively in reputed international and national journals and conferences. His research interests include protocol design for intelligent transportation systems, software-defined networking, vehicular networks, and cloud computing. Thank you for joining us today, sir. I request you to kindly say a few words of encouragement to our participants.
Thank you, Ashutosh. Thank you. Thank you very much for the introduction. Let us hope for the best, and really all the participants will present a good presentation. So let us continue with the presentations, please.
Sure, sir. So without further ado, let's start with the papers. First upon, I would like to call Ma'am Sapna to present a paper on the title, A Comparative Review of Employee Engagement and Retention Strategies in Public and Private Sector Banks. Do we have you here with us, ma'am? Do we have anyone else from the team with us?
Good morning, Ashutosh.
Ms. Sapna, you can start if you are there.
Thank you.
Since there's no response, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Dr. Divya, you are audible.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am Divya, actually, hello, I'm audible?
Yeah.
Actually, ma'am Divya, your chance is on a later time. There's a schedule.
Yeah, all right. I'll stop sharing.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Moving on to my next presenter. I would like to call upon Ma'am Jannat to present a paper on the title, A Systematic Literature Review, SaaS Marketing Strategy. Do we have it here with us, ma'am?
Hello. Good evening, everyone. Good morning.
Good
Am
morning.
I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'll be sharing my screen and then I'll be able to present. Just give me 1 minute.
Sure, ma'am.
All right. So I'll start right now. Good morning, everyone. My name is Janat Chaudhary. Today I'll be sharing our work on SaaS marketing strategy, a systematic literature review. As most of you know, software as a service, or SaaS, has changed the way software is delivered. It is flexible, accessible, and saves businesses a lot of upfront costs. But here's the catch. SaaS companies often struggle with pricing, competition, and customer adaptation. What we notice when reviewing the past papers is that academic insights don't always line up with what's happening actually in the industry. So our goal was quite simple: bring those two worlds together, create a framework that can actually help SaaS vendors. We focused on a few research questions. How do KPI influence SaaS marketing and sales? Which strategies boost consumer interest and demand? What challenges do SaaS firms face? And the fourth one being, how are marketing strategies applied in practice? From past research, a few themes stood out. First, pricing models. Things like freemium, tiered, and hybrid were widely tested. Second, customer-centric strategies using lifetime value, content marketing, and transparency to build trust. Third, adaptability. Agile methods, cloud marketplaces, and compliance laws like GDPR. And finally, there's a growing curiosity about AI and blockchain, though these are still unexplored. To explore this properly, we followed a systematic literature review approach, an SLR. We researched across databases like Google Explorer, IEEE, ScienceDirect, SpringerLink, and ResearchGate. We solely focused on SaaS-related studies, which were published between 2010 and 2023. Out of all the papers, we ended up with 22 solid studies to analyze. This was our approach. We went through a big planning stage, screenings, and documentation, ultimately leading to 22 studies that were shortened down to. So if we look at the trends of the marketing research, it shows that only here after 2015 there was quite a big rise, and then another one between 2020 and 2023. And it wasn't just from one region. The work spanned over different countries such as Finland, South Korea, China, India, and more. So clearly, SaaS marketing is a global conversation. So what we found, when it comes to KPIs, the bigger ones like customer acquisition costs, customer lifetime value, monthly recurring revenue, and conversion rates, inbound strategies like SEO, content marketing work well, but outbound methods like ads and outreach also matter. We also saw pricing strategies, freemium, tiered, and hybrid are commonly used to attract different segments. And interestingly, AI tools like chatbot and predictive analytics are helping reduce churn and improve customer experience. For our second findings, we found to get customers interested in SaaS firms often rely on market research, A/B testing, mobile marketing, and in-app prompts. Big data is another tool they use to review campaign data and social media insights to predict demand and adjust strategies. Together, these approaches directly improve revenue retention and engagement. For the challenges, of course, there are challenges. Where are there not? Competition is intense, so differentiation is crucial. Churn is another big issue, often linked to weak onboarding or unmet expectations. Scalability also matters here. Companies need solid infrastructure and must follow regulations like GDPR and CCPA. And finally, retention depends heavily on flexible pricing and reliability. Our fourth were applied strategies in the real world. SaaS providers use customization, modular structures, and flexible pricing like freemium or pay-as-you-go. They adopt agile development for frequent updates and increasingly AI-driven personalization. But perhaps more importantly, they focus on trust, especially by being transparent about data security. So what does this all conclude to? Effective SaaS marketing really comes down to four things: smart data-driven pricing, customer-focused acquisition and retention, scalable, flexible strategies, and thoughtful use of AI and predictive analysis. That said, there are still research gaps We need more work on dynamic pricing and on real-world adaptation of AI and blockchain, and on how SaaS strategies vary globally. Addressing these will be key for ensuring SaaS growth in the long run. Thank you for your time, everyone. If there's any questions, I'm happy to
Yeah.
take.
Okay. So nice presentation. So only one question is there. Okay. Apart from the research gaps, can you highlight the limitations of current SaaS marketing?
Current limitations, if I talk about specifically from my country, uh, a lot of companies don't heavily depend on it right now, or they don't have that much resources to depend on it, as for my knowledge.
Okay. 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 Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation, ma'am. Moving on to our next presenter, I would like to call upon Sir Valentino Galando to present his paper on the title Advanced Supply Chain Planning Model to Boost Resilience and Sustainability Evidence of a Pharmaceutical Supply Chain. Do we have you here with us, sir?
Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm going to share my screen.
Sure, sir.
A minute, please. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Valentino Galindo, and with Juan Mejia, Edgar Ramos, and Donovan Focua, we developed this research titled Advanced Supply Chain Planning Model to Boost Resilience and Sustainability, Evidence of a Pharmaceutical Supply Chain. Our work addresses how advanced supply chain planning can be integrated with resilience and sustainability, particularly in the pharmaceutical sector. Well, today I will guide you through the motivations, objectives, historical background, methodology, case study, and results, and the conclusion of this study. First, pharmaceutical supply chains are highly fragile. They face strong regulatory demands, strict temperature control requirements, and high exposure to pandemics, geopolitical crises, and logistical delays. Traditional planning has mainly focused on cost reduction and inventory efficiency. However, these approaches often fail to guarantee continuity and responsiveness under disruptions. In addition, resilience and sustainability are often treated separately, rarely within the same planning framework. Therefore, we identify a clear gap: the need for a unified model that connects advanced planning with resilience and sustainability, providing actionable priorities for managers. Our main objective was to design and evaluate a conceptual model that integrates advanced planning, resilience, and sustainability through the best-worst method. The contributions of this study are threefold. First, it provides a structured framework to evaluate trade-offs between efficiency, adaptability, and environmental responsibility. Second, it offers a quantitative prioritization of criteria in pharmaceutical supply chains. Third, it creates a decision support tool that managers can embed into an ERP systems to guide resource allocation and responses to disruptions. Overall, our research highlights planning as the main driver of resilience and performance in volatile environments. Advanced supply chain planning use optimization, forecasting, and digital tools to anticipate volatility, balance production and distribution, and minimize costs. Resilience is understood through absorptive, adaptive, and restorative capacities, meaning the ability to absorb shocks, adapt flexibly, and recover efficiently. Sustainability focuses on resource efficiency, reducing CO2 emissions, and adopting sustainable sourcing practices. The challenge is how to align short-term resilience needs with long-term sustainability goals without losing competitiveness. The integration forms the foundation of our model. Well, I'm going to explain the methodology that involves four main steps. First, we define the decision criteria group into resilience, sustainability, and planning. Second, experts select the best and worst criteria according to perceived importance. Third, the experts assign preference scores, comparing best to others and others to worst. And finally, an optimization model calculates the weights, minimizing inconsistency in judgments. This produces a global ranking that, as you can see in the table of the right, that reflects the relative importance of each criterion. The advantage of best work method is that it requires fewer comparisons than other models, while ensuring high consistency in expert judgments. We apply the model in the pharmaceutical supply chain context using experts' judgments. The analysis focused on three main dimensions, as I said before: resilience, sustainability, and planning. The results show that planning dominates the most criteria enabled, specifically market demand adaptability was ranked first with a weight of 0.469. This highlights the importance of being flexible and responsive to fluctuation in demand. Risk management followed, ranking second with 0.159, confirming its role as a cornerstone of resilience. Cost reduction and process optimization ranked third and fourth, respectively. On the other hand, sustainability-related factors such as resource optimization and environment impact reduction were ranked lowest. This finding suggests that while sustainability is important, resilience and planning capabilities currently receive more weight in strategic decisions. Our study leads to several conclusions. First, planning capabilities are the strongest enablers of resilience and sustainability in pharmaceutical supply chains, with market demands and adaptability emerging as the decisive factor. Second, risk management is validated as a key resilience dimension, emphasizing anticipation and proactive measures. Third, sustainability ranked lower, which indicates not irrelevance, but a strategic imbalance, where short-term resilience outweighs long-term environment goals. Finally, we observe a paradigm shift. Managers are moving away from cost-driven strategies toward flexibility and continuity as the new priorities in volatile markets. Our model provides a decision support tool that aligns resource allocation with more resilience and sustainability, paving the way more integrated and future-proof supply chain strategies. Well, thank you. This is our references for this study, and well, if you have any questions, you can tell me.
Okay, fine. Great. There is no question from my side. If any audience has questions, please.
Are there any questions? Since there are no questions, we'll be moving forward with the next presenter. Thank you for your presentation,
Thank
sir.
Yeah, please go ahead with next presentation.
Yes, sir. Next, I would like to call upon Ma'am Divya to present a paper on the title BERT-based text classification pipeline for categorizing mental health statements. Do we have you here with us, ma'am?
Thank you, Esther Ghosh.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Divya Sarila, postdoctoral research fellow at University of Southampton. Today, I will be presenting my work entitled BERT-based text classification pipeline for categorizing mental health statement. So this is the overview of my today's presentation, which will start with motivation and challenges, research aim and objectives, related work and background, data set and pre-processing, model architecture and training, result and key findings, discussion and limitation, and finally conclusion and future work. To begin with, the motivation of our work is mental health conditions affect millions worldwide. However, diagnosis is often subjective and is inaccessible in many regions. Artificial intelligence, especially NLP, that is natural language processing, offers scalable solutions for early detection and support. So the aim or goal of our research was to automatically classify mental health related statements into 7 clinically relevant categories. The system is designed to support digital screening and early intervention, not to replace the clinicians, but to complement them. Next is the background of this research. That is, the early research work used traditional machine learning or ML models like ISBM or random forest. Later switched to deep learning models such as CNN and LSTM, which slightly improved the performance. Recently, transformer models like BERT have achieved state-of-the-art results for text classification. The dataset used is downloaded from the Kaggle, that is Kaggle Sentiment Analysis for Mental Health, which consists of 53K label statement and 7 categories. The dataset is imbalanced with normal and depression dominating, while bipolar and personality disorder are underrepresented. So to begin with the research pipeline, the initial one is pre-processing. So data cleaning included lowercasing, removal of links, and punctuation and label encoding. We also applied stratified sampling to preserve class proportions and used BERT and case tokenizer with a maximum sequence of length 128. And also to handle imbalance, we applied class weighted during the training. So this is the model architecture. Our model is based on BERT with an additional classification layer for 7 categories. We fine-tuned the pre-trained BERT-based model in our dataset. So this is the training setup. We trained the model for up to 25 epochs with a batch size of 32 using the AdamW optimizer. We used a train test split ratio of 90:10. That is 10% of training data was reserved for validation and early stopping was employed to prevent overfitting. So this is the overall result. And this MERD model achieved an overall accuracy of 90% and a macro average F1 score close to 90%. This indicates a strong generalization despite the imbalanced data set. And next is the class-wise result. So from the class-wise result, the performance are strongest for normal, depression, and suicidal categories. Also, the misclassification were most common between anxiety and stress and also between depression and suicidal, which is clinically understandable due to overlapping symptoms. Moreover, minority classes like bipolar and personality disorder show weaker performance. So next is the discussion and limitation part of this research. While the model generalized well overall, underrepresented categories limited sensitivity. Symptom overlap also contributed to misclassifications. These are important consideration and if such model are to be applied in clinical or digital health context. So the future enhancement of our work is we are planning to include applying data augmentation to strengthen minority classes and also planning to incorporate multimodal inputs like audio, text, or video exploring lightweight transformer variants for deployment like DistilBERT and developing explainability frameworks to foster clinical trust. So to conclude, BERT-based models can effectively classify mental health statements and support early digital screening. Our work demonstrates the potentiality of transformer architectures like BERT in mental health classifications. That is, this model generalized well for the classification of mental health statement into 7 relevant categories. These are some of the important references based on our research work. And thank you for your attention, and I would be happy to take any questions.
Thank you
Okay.
for your presentation, ma'am. Are there any questions?
Yeah, just only one question. So, what are the other alternative models which we can compare with BERT? You have proposed some distributed also, right? So,
Yeah.
which are the other, and they might have some limitations, so that's why you might be in working on some else model.
Yeah, I explained in the background research. Earlier research was based on the traditional ML algorithms, that is SVM and random forest. For this data set, it is imbalanced. So based on this imbalance, the accuracy was a little bit less. That's why the researchers moved to DL models, that is CNN and LSTM. Then also there is a computational cost which is expensive. So that's why in this research, we applied lightweight model like BERT for this classification of mental health statement into 7 relevant categories, which slightly improved the accuracy as well.
Okay, okay, fine. From my side, it's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation, ma'am.
Thank you, Esther Ghosh. Bye.
Moving on to our next presenter. I would like to call upon Sir Arumugam Bala Subramaniam to present his paper on the title Driving Change, Analyzing Visual Advertisements of Tata EV Cars through Archetypal Branding through Sustainable Advertising. Do we have you here with us, sir?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
from his team and I'm Gokul, his co-author of this paper. So,
Yes, sir. It's visible now.
yeah, yeah. So, a very good morning to one and all present here. I'm Gokul from Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, Coimbatore, India, and I am a co-author of this paper, Driving Change, Archetypal Branding in Tata EV Advertisements. An analysis on how Tata Motors use archetypal branding and sustainable advertising to promote its electric vehicles and fostering emotional connections and driving adoption in greener economy. And before starting, I would like to thank the author, Dr. Armugam Balasubramanian sir, for his guidance and support. So, uh, let me start by setting the stage where global warming, climate change, and environmental pollutions are forcing a major rethink on human activities. And corporations, especially in automobile industry, are pivoting towards green commerce and sustainable development. Tata Motors, a leader in the Indian EV market, is forefront of this shift. Their advertisements build these narratives and stories and build images and create status around these electric vehicles. As we see the EV models like Curve EV, Neon XV, Neon EV, and Tiago EV, these visuals symbolize innovation and eco-friendliness. And our research objectives, which we will later dive into, include identifying archetypes in these visuals, examining how they construct the sustainable narratives, and analyzing consistency across the campaigns. So EVs do symbolize a shift in urban mobility, blending green innovation with smart manufacturing. So as we move forward, I would spend my time on the analysis and interpretation, where we would break down specific ad visuals using archetypes. But for now, the title tone, um, the Tata driving change is not just on the road, but in the mind towards a greener economy. And this is the novel approach where we use content analysis to understand how the brand uses archetypes effectively. So the power of archetypal branding, like we see, I'd say taken my theoretical framework from Mark and Carolus Pearson's The Hero and Outlaw, where archetypes are used in building brands. Usually, characters like the hero, caregiver, or the explorer are powerful tools in shaping brand identity and marketing campaigns. These help companies tell stories and forge emotional connections with customers and make brands stronger and memorable. In market, um, we often see products with similar features. Archetypes offers a unique way to stand out and build trust, recognition, and loyalty. So the hero and outlaw, which is foundation to our study, it depicts hero figure on, symbolizing the epic narrative brands can evoke. In our manuscript introduction, we echo this. Archetypes are universal personality types that help companies uh, connect emotionally in competitive markets, not just sticking to one archetype that can confuse the consumers, but instead they evoke multiple archetypes so that they can build trust, recognition, and loyalty. So this is basically my literature, where you could see the works of Jung, speaking about the collective shared symbolic representation of an idea or a concept, uh, that is an archetype. And this approach in developing a framework where archetypal characters innately exist in human mind. And we could also see in strategic brand management, brands create extent, intrinsic value by invoking these archetypes. And intrinsic value focuses on customer experience, subjective responses, and appreciated for experimental or symbolic sake. So the marketing and advertising industries rely on Jungian archetypes to enhance product marketing and build strong brands. The expression of an archetype in the cultural artifacts reinforces it through repetition, and these especially build narratives, and we are about to see in case of EV. So the theoretical framework, Mark and Pearson's book, The Hero and the Outlaw, gives us a strong theoretical framework where the brands can be seen as a universal characters and meaningful and are used in creating meaningful relationship with these customers. These represent the patterns of behavior rooted in the human psyche appearing across myths and cultures. By aligning with specific archetypes, brand achieve consistent identity. For example, in these books, they had given how Nike embodies the hero archetype and Apple embodies the creator archetype. This fosters emotional bonding, allowing consumers to identify with the brand values and aspirations. The wheel diagram here visualizes the 12 archetypes, which are grouped into categories, uh, which have these characters that group them based on the stability, control, mastery, and risk. So these are the emerging codes which I used in my Max QTA software to code the visual advertisements, where it gives us an operational definition for different archetypes, where the innocent promotes safety and optimism and fears doing wrong. The sage seeking truth and knowledge. The outlaw challenging the norms. The regular guy connects with the others, seeking belonging and fears standing out. And the jester focusing on the humor and fears boredom. And the creator, the explorer, uh, seeks freedom, self-discovery through experience. The hero proves worth through courageous actions. And the magician seeks to understand universal laws to make dreams come true. And the lover, driven by passion and intimacy. The caregiver helps nurtures others and fears selfishness. And ruler exerts maintain control and fears chaos. So we had decoded all these visuals based on these definitions. So these are my research objectives: to identify and categorize the archetypes used in the Tata Motors visual advertisements, and to examine how these archetypes are employed to construct narratives that aligns with the sustainable branding and environmental values, to analyze the consistency of archetypal representations across Tata EV's different campaigns. So if you see, Tata Motors uses different archetypes by like explorer, magician, hero, where Motors strategically employ archetypes in advertisements to build emotional consistency. And like I said, the hero, explorer, or even the creator archetype is seen in these advertisements, where there are even visuals let's say the silent submit to Skandapu, where they bring in these scenic locations and how the car goes through the um, different locations, and this is used in coding. And the ad videos for this studies were sourced from official channels of Tata EV, because they were pioneers in introducing EVs in India. So the analysis basically examines the visual and how it builds, how archetypes helps in building the narratives, uh, so that there is a consistent brand message. So based on our analysis, we were able to bring in the primary and secondary archetypes. And these are the campaigns we had selected, the 7 campaigns we had selected. And here you can see how the predominant coding appears, and the primary archetypes is given to different campaigns. And there are supporting archetypes which actually helps in the primary archetypes in the visual advertisement. And we have Sage and Magician for Silent Summit to Skandapu, where Magician is predominantly seen, where it creates a transformational experience in these visuals. And Sage also brings in a resonating message with the consumers. And Explorer, obviously, it goes to the different terrains where it's only made by usually it's only by walks. Kandapu is a place where in the northeast where it's only done by walking. And
So this is a gentle
Tata
reminder. So sorry to
yes,
interrupt you. This is a gentle reminder
yeah,
that we have hit the 9-minute mark. We have only 1 minute left to
yeah.
conclude the presentation.
Okay, yeah, I'll complete. So the magician is one predominant archetype, which overall, if you see in the campaign magician becomes one predominant pioneering sustainable innovation where transformative experiences are seen, where it brings in technology, modern lifestyle into the visuals. And hero, ruler, and creator brings in the empowering theme and also inspiring people through its bold visuals, bringing in sleek designs and making a bold look and forward-looking choices, and also bringing product superiority in bold visual identity, especially in Nexon EV Dark, where the color theme is usually maize black and brings in a dim light setup. And these are all analyzed in visuals, and we had got hero, ruler, and creator as the predominant archetypes which are used in the campaigns. So, to conclude, um, a holistic brand identity is given through these archetypes by Tata Motors, uh, where it effectively communicates the technological advancement and environmental responsibility through archetypal branding. By aligning EV with personal aspirations and collective responsibility, Tata fosters strong emotional connections. The strategic use of archetypes builds a holistic identity, resonating with eco values, positing EV as a part of greener future. This enhances recall loyalty and connections to innovation, environment stewardship, and social impact. So the Curve EV goes with the theme like for example, every ignition and new celebration. The strategy positions Tata as a green leader, communicating benefits via storytelling, promotes cultural shift to sustainability, and you could see archetypes like magician and hero create a cohesive narrative. Visuals from these ads show transformative and empower, empowering experiences. So overall fosters a deeper engagement. Thank you. Yep.
Thank you for your presentation, sir. Are there any questions?
No, no further question. Any another question?
Since there are no questions, we'll move forward with the next presenter. Next, I would like to call upon Ma'am Azra Fatima Sakir Beg to present her paper on the title Empowering Women in Business Leadership Challenges, Opportunity and Strategies for Advancement. Do we have you here with us, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. You may start presenting your screen.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon. Good morning, everyone. My topic is empowering women in business leadership challenges, opportunity, and strategy for women investment. This mean that's mean uh, the woman can confidently take a leadership role in compliance organization and industries. Employment include give equal opportunity, fair treatment, and the support needed for women to set leadership positions. Then challenges means the women's lead often face different challenges such as gender-based work-life balance issue, unequal play, and then second is opportunity. Opportunity means they challenge. There are many opportunity for women leaders, growing awareness, policy support, global role models, innovation and creative entrepreneurship. And strategy for advancement means to increase women participate to success in business leadership. For example, mentor and sponsorship program, leadership training, workplace flexibility, equal play policy, networking opportunity, and organization community. First of all, I'll give introduction. Women employment is about self-work choice and influence in social changes. Barrier include gender discrimination, finance access, and work life balances. Third point, organization must improve diversity, mentorship, and policy reform for gender equality. First of all, the point first, women are often treated unequal compared to women, which limited their growth in education, employment, and leadership. Second, they have lack of barrier in finance access. They have do not get equal access to loan, investment, or property ownership, which prevent for starting business. And work-life balance means they work balance professional responsibility with household and duties difficult to progress in career and leadership rules. Organization such point organization means embracing diversity mentorship program. Workplace should active encourage and influence of women at all level, especially in leadership position. Mentorship program providing guidance, training and rule model can be help women build to confidence their leadership skill. And there will be a policy reform. Organization must introduce policy for equal pay, flexible working hour, maternity and benefits, and zero tolerance harassments. They have a challenges for women in leadership, gender basis, lack of presentation, lack of life balance issue, organization culture barriers, limited networking opportunities, lack of mentorships, based performance applications. Opportunities for women leader, demand for diverse leadership, supported policies, networking and development program, mentorship and solutions, leadership rules, social movements, advocacy, education advancement. Strategy, formal mentorships and sponsorship programs. They have leadership development and training. They have built includes workplace cultures, and then have networking opportunity, flexible work arrangement. Six, reducing performance obsessed base, then work balance support policies. Eight is promoting
Asana,
female.
sorry to interrupt you. Asana, sorry to interrupt you. You please make it full screen in
What's it?
presentation mode. Please make it in a presentation mode. You just press F5
FI.
or control plus F5 function plus F5 key. It will be in a full screen mode.
Okay. Now,
See, there is, yes, fine. That's great. Please go ahead. Go ahead, please, from that point. Yeah, please.
research methodology, literature review of scholar work, data source, journal report, case study, content analysis, and identify themes and patterns, focus for challenges, opportunity, strategy for women in leadership. Next objective, study role for education and professional development, and then investigation success strategy and best practice. Then we get identify key challenges and barrier for women leaders. Then I'm finding challenges back lack of mentorship, work life imbalance, low representation. Opportunity means diverse advocacy and skill training strategy, mentorship, flexible policy training and reforms. Conclusion, empowering women in business leadership, foster diversity, innovation, and sustainable growth. Organization must adopt mentorship, includes policies, flexible work, and reforms. Then collective efforts and advocacy are key to lasting impact. Reference for this 5-1. Thank you so much.
Fine. So, what are the challenges? Can you highlight only one or few challenges, right, in your domain, what you have researched for regarding this woman opportunities?
Yes, sir. This is the challenges for women
Okay,
leadership.
right.
Yes.
So, you are a management student?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, fine. Just only one thing I want to say. You can See, references always whenever you are presenting a professional, right, in some conferences, so references must be in a proper format. So this is not the way. It's okay, fine, but it's your might be first presentation. So
Yes.
you can take care of this. Rest is okay, fine.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank you,
from
sir.
my side.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you for your presentation, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Moving on to our next presenter, I would like to call upon Sir Tanvir Hussain Hemel to present his paper on the title Harnessing Social Media to Advance Social Entrepreneurship in Bangladesh, a qualitative study. Do we have you here with us, sir?
Yes, I'm available here.
All right. You may start presenting your screen, sir.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, make it full screen. Make it full screen. That's it.
Is it okay now?
And now fine. Now fine. Great.
Thank you. Okay, I'm Tanvir Hossain Himel. I'm the author of Harnessing Social Media to Advance Social Entrepreneurship in Bangladesh, a qualitative study. So utilizing digital technology is more crucial than ever, especially social media, to address urgent social issues and encourage creative solutions. Since traditional infrastructure and resources may be few in underdeveloped nations like Bangladesh, social media provides an affordable and easily accessible avenue for impact, creativity, and collaboration. This strategy continues the heritage of Grameen Bank and Dr. Mohammad Yunus, who pioneered creative social entrepreneurship through microfinance. So if we go through the introduction, social entrepreneurship is a creative activity that produces and maintains social benefits through practical socioeconomic structures, relationships, institutions, organizations, and experiences. Few examples of social entrepreneurship: Grameen Bank, Bangladesh; the Clothing Bank, South Africa; and the Big Issue, United Kingdom. Okay, about my research, the problem statements I have modified here. The first one, comprehensive knowledge about the strategic use of social media in the context of social entrepreneurship is lacking, especially in light of Bangladesh socioeconomic situation. There's a knowledge vacuum about how social entrepreneurs may effectively use digital platforms to further their social missions, because the majority of the material currently in publication is on digital marketing and commercial entrepreneurship. And the last one is there is little information and strategic direction on how to use social media platform, especially despite the fact that they provide low cost and high impact tools. Research objectives: to investigate how social media help social entrepreneurs to overcome obstacles like awareness, community outreach, etc. To recognize how social media affects Bangladeshi social enterprises expansion and long-term viability. Significance of this study: this study will demonstrate how social media increases visibility, engagement, and impact for social entrepreneurs in Bangladesh. This study provides information on digital tactics that encourage creativity, community service, and sustainable growth, supporting the expansion of social entrepreneurs and influencing practice and policy in the digital age. Okay, let me go through some literature review. That is the background of study. Social entrepreneurs use social media to further their social objectives while increasing brand recognition, interacting with stakeholders, and making money. Social media influences social companies' strategic and operational aspects by encouraging creativity, teamwork, and visibility. In Bangladesh, social entrepreneurship has become a potent instrument for tackling social problems like health, education, and poverty. Social media is especially useful in resource constrained environments because it encourages peer learning, crowdsourcing, and collaborative problem solving. Social media can be an even more inclusive and successful tool for promoting social entrepreneurship in Bangladesh with focused capacity building, digital literacy initiatives, and regulatory assistance. Methodology: this is qualitative survey. It was taken 20 in-depth interview who were who were working in social media sector at least 1 year, and therefore it can be called as a purposive sampling technique. So according to the research, the results comes like this way. Number one, widespread reach and access. All responses say that due to widespread reach and access, social media can be used as a good tool for social entrepreneurship. Number two, effective awareness campaigns. Every respondent agreed that social media enables the implementation of low-cost awareness campaigns that involve communities in social issues such as health, education, women's empowerment, and fundraising. Empowering communities, all respondents concurred that social media has made it possible for underserved groups such as women, young people, and those living in rural areas to connect with international efforts, acquire new skills, and access resources. Building trust and transparency, 90% of respondents said that social media fosters trust among followers by facilitating open communication, project updates, and direct interaction with supporters. Cost-effective marketing and outreach, according to all respondents, social media is an inexpensive substitute for conventional marketing. Misinformation and negative publicity. There are a few negative comments about this research as well, who thought that social media platform can occasionally spread false information or generate bad press, which can harm social business reputation. However, the percentage of the people is fewer, it's only 40%. Social media as a catalyst for growth. All respondents said that due to social media's viral nature, small-scale social firms have been able to grow quickly. Okay, according to our research, we have made a conceptual model illustrating the relationship between digital tools and social entrepreneurship outcomes. So social media functions, mechanisms, we can see widespread reach and access, awareness campaigns, community empowerment, trust and transparency, cost-effective marketing, and networking and collaboration. And what is the intermediate entrepreneurial process? We can see community engagement, resource mobilization, capacity building, knowledge and skill sharing, and visibility and reputation. And therefore, the outcomes are increased reach, increased outreach, scalable impact, financial sustainability, empowered communities. However, there are few risks and challenges: misinformation, negative publicity, and digital divide and literacy gaps. Every research has few limitations. Our research has, there are also few limitations. In this research, having at least a year of experience utilizing social media for social entrepreneurship was one of the key criteria that were purposefully used to choose participants. However, many people maybe used social media 6 months, 8 months, or in their beginning stage. They may have their own opinion. Recommendation for future research, there are two recommendations, those were identified. Number one, a quantitative survey might be done in the future to involve more respondents and obtain more accurate values. And the second one, future studies should concentrate on area-specific research. For example, in this research, we totally focused on whole Bangladesh, but in the future research can be highlighted on Dhaka, Chittagong, or Rajshahi. Conclusion, the results of this survey clearly shows that respondents in Bangladesh had positive opinions about using social media for social entrepreneurship. Social media platforms have become effective instruments for interacting with communities, spreading support for social concerns, and increasing awareness. According to the findings, social entrepreneurs are using Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and other platforms not only for marketing purposes, but also for network development, social change advocacy, and fundraising. The advantages exceed the disadvantages, even with certain obstacles like access problems and limitations in digital literacy. And the last one is this study emphasizes how important internet participation is becoming in promoting social activities that have an impact. Thank you very much.
Great. Nice presentation and nice compilation literature done for your country. That very, very, very nice. So no question from my side, please.
Is there any question? Can I help someone with any question answer?
Yeah, anybody else, please? Ashutosh, you can check for that. Anyone else?
Does anyone have any questions? Since there are no questions, we'll move forward with the next presenter.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation, sir. Next, I would like to call upon Sir Rahul Madhwani to present his paper on the title Impact Analysis of Incubates Funded Under Government Scheme. Do we have you here with us, sir? Next, I would like to call upon Ma'am Ashika Sultana to present her paper on the title Instagram Motivation Towards Sustainable Fashion Apparel Purchase, Understanding the Dynamics of Consumer Identities and Sustainability Related Psychological and Behavioral Constructs. Do we have you here with us, ma'am?
Yes, sir. I'm here. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just share my presentation.
It's not visible on the full screen. The PPT is visible, but it's not on full screen as of now.
On the top, you can click for full presentation. On the top.
I've already made it.
Yeah.
full-
This one. Please press.
So now?
No, not yet.
For me, it is showing full screen.
It's still not
Yes.
showing full screen, but it's
Not
visible.
full screen, but yeah.
Okay, so shall I start?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
The
Start, please.
key
Please
is not-
start. This will work. Okay, start.
Okay. So my name is Ashika Sultana and I'm a PhD scholar from Amrita Vishwavidyapitham, and I would like to thank my corresponding author and my guide, Dr. Kalyani Suresh, for the guidance. My topic is Instagram motivations towards sustainable fashion apparel purchase, understanding the dynamics of consumer identities and sustainability related psychological and behavioral constructs. So the rationale for the study is India is considered as one of the largest stakeholder countries with consumer apparel fashion. They are consuming apparel fashion to a very large extent, and Indian textile industry on the whole contributes to a very 2.3% of nation's GDP altogether. So sustainable development all the more is a challenge, but still it is becoming indispensable in most of the countries. And in India, the greenhouse emissions are now going up to a level of 1.2 billion tons annually. And that is a rationale for the study or to move my mind towards this area. And the lifestyle actions of consumers basically decide their identities. And based on the review of literature, we have identified the four major identities, consumer identities, and that are thrifty, frugal, moral, and shopper identities through which we are looking on the constructs. Why Instagram is a platform for embracing sustainability is a question for the study. And the major reason for selecting Instagram as a platform is because Instagram is a place which enhance authenticity through major things like influencer marketing, or there is a better interactive storytelling method, or there is a product transparency and the reward based systems. All these can be marked as reasons through review of literature why Instagram is considered as an important platform for embracing sustainability. And authors have examined many factors such as interaction, entertainment, surveillance, and usage motivations. And authors Romero Saletti et al. Have introduced a Instagram motivation questionnaire, which actually gives primary motives for selecting Instagram, ranging from information seeking to attention seeking, why people uses Instagram to a major level. Next is review of literature. Consumer behavior studies are many, and here I am majorly posing on to sustainable apparel purchase. And here the theory of plant behavior is used as a framework because it majorly suggests the purchase intention in consumers is developed through things like attitude or subjective norms, moral obligations, emotions, etc., which majorly lead a consumer to buy eco-friendly products. And there are many key drivers which are identities. Here the identities as said before, are posing to four moral types that are thrifty, frugal, moral, and shopper identities. The methodology of the study is the main objective of the study is to examine the important association between the consumer identities of Indian sustainable consumers and how their psychological and social sustainability dimensions lead to purchase intention. And the study adopts a quantitative research methodology, and the data were collected from Indian consumers who are who used to purchase sustainable apparel on Instagram. And the questionnaire were prepared based on snowball sampling techniques. The responses were collected,
Sorry to interrupt.
and all the
Sorry to
respondents were
interrupt.
above the age of 18. So the scale items used for the variables are drawn
I'm
from
asking.
authors, which I'll show in the
Sorry.
conceptual model. And the size of the respondents was about 100.
I'm
So
audible.
here is the, yes, sir.
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am, but your slides are not moving. It's on the title page only. Yes, ma'am. Now it's
So now,
Fine.
yes, ma'am.
so now I'm moving on to the conceptual framework of the study. The conceptual framework shows the the identity, consumer identities, majorly thrifty, frugal, moral, and shopper identities. Along with that, there is psychological and social sustainability dimensions ranging from climate change anxiety, perceived behavioral control, environmental knowledge, moral obligation, others-oriented values, self-oriented values, subjective norms, attitude, purchase behavior, and Instagram motivation. All of these leads to the purchase intention of sustainable apparel purchase. So here I have two major hypotheses for the study. Hypothesis one is there is a significant association between the demographics patterns of interacting with sustainable fashion apparel on Instagram and consumer identity. Second one is there is a major association between consumer identity, psychological, and social sustainability dimensions, purchase intention, attitude, purchase behavior, and Instagram motivation. So my hypothesis basically put on to the point that all of these have an important aspect, or this majorly leads to purchase behavior and finally to purchase intention. The findings of the study were done through construct specific observations, and the first specific observation is based on chi-square test. And chi-square test given the idea that most of the female respondents exhibited higher levels of thriftiness and frugality, where male respondents were more into moral considerations while shopping sustainable apparel on Instagram, and there was a very stronger inclination to the shopping aspect. The location of the respondents played an important role, where most of the thrifty shoppers found in corporation areas, and frugal consumers also were in corporation zones and metro cities. And further to go on that, moral consumers were primarily based on metro cities and municipalities. So the nature of respondents' employment was also a major part to reach a conclusion. And part-time workers are predominantly thrifty and frugal in nature. Majority of the shoppers, about 89%, are students. Though they don't earn much, they are majorly shoppers of consumer apparel purchase. So income level also shows a striking 92% among thrifty consumers, and 75% of frugal consumers fall within high income bracket of over 1 lakh. Meanwhile, only 62% of moral consumers fall within 50,000 to 1 lakh income range. And it also suggests another thing, that moral obligation to shop ethically goes to the middle income people. And in contrast, 88% of shoppers belong to a lower income range, though their income ranges from 25,000 to 50,000, but they are more into the shopper category. Construct based item, the second one was a pair t-test, where the hypothesis 2 was completely tested using a paired t-test, and it shows that all the it was conducted with sustainable constructs and identity typologies of thrifty, frugal, moral shopper identities. And the paired samples in the t-test have showed significant differences across all the consumer identities. And this figure, which is showing here, clearly mentions that consumer identities across all the various sustainability related psychological and behavioral constructs are here, and all the means were reproduced. All the means were reproduced. Like any study, there were many academic and managerial implications for this particular study, but this study can be said as a toe dip into understanding the role of Instagram in shaping sustainable fashion apparel purchase intention among Indian audience. And the research also shows that the consumer identities, according to different consumer identities, the media platform and the way they shop also differ based on different consumer identities. And it also shows that there is a comparison of influence for different types of Instagram content on sustainable behaviors and attitudes across identity segments. Like any research study, this study also have limitations. So Instagram's motivation influence on sustainable fashion is not a stable trait. This actually fluctuates significantly. So people tend to change based on the trends or influencer led campaigns or algorithms of Instagram. Then there are many other aspects also, such as climate activism and policy changes. So we find that this will not always remain stable, so there can be changes. And these fluctuations also reflect on enforcements rather than fixed psychological traits. So psychological traits, as everyone knows, will change based on time and situations. So it is based on fluctuations, and that is one of the major limitation of the study. And there can be a better longitudinal study for more effective this is a much cross-sectional study, and a more longitudinal study will be more effective on tracking the key factors towards sustainable behavior on apparel purchase on Instagram. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Can you go to that graph you have presented on slide number 9, I think?
Yes. Yes, sir.
So, can you highlight what exactly it is actually showing? Because if I see here environmental knowledge, something it is showing, right, minus 100%, for example. So, what does it signify?
So actually, as I said, it fluctuates among the consumers, and mostly among all
Okay.
the typologies, the consumer anxiety levels are high. Even environmental knowledge also makes them to purchase the sustainable apparel among all the consumer type, all the typologies, like thrifty,
Okay.
frugal,
So, these
moral, or
are,
shopper
in short,
identity.
these all are parameters, if I'm not wrong,
Yes,
right?
yes, 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 sir.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. Great. Thank you. Good presentation. Good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your presentation, ma'am. Moving on to our next presenter, I would like to call upon Ma'am Sapna B. Vargani. Do we have you here with us, ma'am? I would like to call again Sir Rahul Madhwani to present his paper on the title Impact Analysis of Incubates Funded Under Government Scheme. Do we have you here with us, sir?
Ashutosh, how many presentations are pending?
Sir, just the last one.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Because I have class at 9:30.
Yes, it's already. This is the last one. If
Yeah.
Sir
Yeah.
Rahul is sure, we will conclude the session.
Yes.
Do we have anyone else on the team with us? Since there's no response, we'll move forward with the session. So this brings us to the end of the session. I sincerely thank our authors for the excellent presentation and contribution in this session, and all the participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on behalf of the whole team, thank you for your support in this fourth version and all the previous three versions of the conference. We'll be happy to have you in the fifth version in 2026. All the presenter would be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. The publication will be live within 7 to 8 months. Kindly cooperate with the team of ISBM 2025. I also thank our session chair, Professor Jitendra Bhatia, for chairing this session. Here is a token of appreciation to the chair on behalf of Team ISBM 2025 and Global Knowledge Research Foundation and partners. Thank you for joining us today, sir. We'd like to say a few words
Thank
to the
you.
participants.
Thank you, Ashutosh. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Just before we end the session, I request you all to kindly switch on your camera for a quick snapshot of the virtual conference.
Ashutosh, I'm driving, so may not be possible
It's all right, sir.
for me,
If
please.
others can switch on the cameras. Okay. Just a second.
I think something's wrong with mine. It's not seeming to clear up. I'm sorry.
It's all right, ma'am. Thank you for joining us today, everyone. This is the end of the session. You can leave.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Akshay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.